Hello guys, welcome back to What's Trending Crypto. To find out about future update on trends, make sure to hit the subscription notifications bell. Okay. Let's talk about what's trending today.
With the raging legal battle between the SEC and Ripple continuing into its second year, new documents have emerged that could give Ripple a significant advantage over the Securities and Exchange Commission, with the court recently unsealing legal documents from 2012. A little background on the case. For those out of the loop, the SEC had sued Ripple in 2020 after the latter had raised more than $1.3 billion through an unlicensed securities offering of its XRP token. Ripple, on its part, denied the token as a security asset and has been trying to prove that in court since. Initially, when the case against Ripple began, it seemed that it would be a fairly straightforward matter in favor of the SEC. However, as the case wore on and new evidence emerged, it seemed to be working in favor of Ripple. Ripple was proactive and conducted legal analysis on XRP. The new documents presented to the court indicate that Ripple had conducted a legal analysis on the XRP token back in 2012. Perkins Coie carried out the analysis, a firm based in the United States that specializes in regulatory legal advice, commercial litigation, and intellectual property. The filings indicated that Perkins Coie had, in a February 2012 memo sent to Ripple founders Jed McCaleb and Jesse Powell, advised Ripple against selling its Ripple credits through an ICO, as it would result in its classification as a security. Ripple goes back to the drawing board. After the first memo, Ripple effectively changed its entire business plan and went back to Perkins Coie for a second analysis. The firm gave McCaleb and Powell the second analysis in October 2012, which was more optimistic, and concluded that the token would not be considered a security. However, the firm warned Ripple of potential risks, stating that the SEC would not see things the same way. The firm also cautioned Ripple, advising it against promoting XRP as an investment opportunity. It stated, Ripple wanted to be compliant. According to James Fillon, a former federal prosecutor who has been following the case since it began, the memos prove that Ripple wanted to be compliant and was assessing any risks much before the SEC was even thinking about digital assets. Ripple CEO corners SEC. Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, took to Twitter, roundly criticizing the SEC for their actions which affected thousands of XRP holders, stating, "The truth is out for everyone to read. What we see is that the SEC waited 8 years to decide they disagreed with this analysis, decimating thousands and thousands of XRP holders, who they purport to protect, in the process. So much for being mission-driven." Ripple's general counsel also weighed in on the developments and documents and commented on how the memos proved Ripple's thought process in 2012. The fact that Ripple had the foresight to seek legal advice from a prominent firm in 2012, in the absence of clear case law and 5 years before the SEC even started talking about digital assets, should be applauded. Disclaimer: this article is provided for informational purposes only. It is not offered or intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Other trends new we found. SEC approval for spot Bitcoin ETFs could come as early as 2023. According to Bloomberg analysts, spot Bitcoin ETFs could see the light of day very soon, with the analysts revealing that the ETFs could be approved as early as 2023. The general consensus amongst analysts is that once crypto exchanges are compliant with regulations, the reason for denying spot Bitcoin ETFs will lose validity and likely clear the way for approvals. A proposed rule change. According to exchange-traded fund ETF analysts Eric Balchunas and James Seifert, a proposed rule change with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) could act as a catalyst and see the regulatory body approving spot Bitcoin ETFs sometime in mid-2023. Balchunas had tweeted on Tuesday and revealed that cryptocurrency platforms could fall under the ambit of the SEC's regulatory framework if it approved an amendment that could change the definition of exchange. This proposed rule change would amend the Exchange Act and also include platforms that make available for trading any type of security. This definition would also include cryptocurrencies. Good news for spot ETFs? Under the new and amended definition of exchanges, we could see the SEC approve spot crypto ETFs, including spot Bitcoin ETFs. The amended definition is expected to be finalized between November 2022 and May 2023. However, the Securities and Exchange Commission has so far rejected all rule changes that could have allowed the listing of spot Bitcoin ETFs on exchanges. However, it has approved of Bitcoin-based futures ETFs. New note out on why we think spot Bitcoin ETFs will get approved in early summer 2023. The SEC is proposing to expand the definition of exchange, which would bring crypto platforms under SEC Reg. After that, which could take a year, look for ETFs to get the green light. Pushback against SEC's reluctance. There has been significant pushback from several lawmakers in the United States, who have been critical of the Security and Exchange Commission's reluctance to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF. Representatives Darren Soto and Tom Emmer had, back in November, sent a letter to SEC Chairman Gary Gensler and had challenged the reasons that the regulator had cited for denying the listing of a spot Bitcoin ETF. Former acting comptroller of the currency and Bitfury CEO Brian Brooks had stated in a hearing in December that the United States was lagging behind when it came to approving crypto-based ETFs. A slew of rejections. The Securities and Exchange Commission has already rejected a slew of Bitcoin ETF proposals. In November 2021, it announced that it had rejected the VanEck Bitcoin ETF. The VanEck ETF, filed by the CBOE BZX exchange, would have tracked the price movements of BTC directly. The SEC turned down a second Bitcoin spot ETF in December 2021 when it rejected WisdomTree's Bitcoin spot ETF. The latest spot ETF rejection came in January 2022, when the SEC rejected a Bitcoin spot ETF from investment giant Fidelity.
Thank you for your time and make sure hit the subscribe button for future update on what's trending.